Welcome back to Razmafzar TV. I'm really happy to be back here on Razmafzar channel, YouTube channel, and to talk to you about another part of my research, which deals with positioning of the shield in Persian swordsmanship. As you know, I have dedicated years of my research on reviving historical Iranian Persian martial arts, and I'm going now to show you the positioning of the shield, the Separ, in Persian swordsmanship. My research is based on on three pillars. The first pillar is on textual evidence based on different manuals and manuscripts, be it of Al-Amara, which is about the history of kings and battles they conducted, written by, court advisors they had or military advisors they had. Also, they are based on different accounts of battlefield accounts, and also the same way of how some techniques were reported and written in history and stories even. So, for example, Shamshir bar Farq Zadan is a cut with the Shamshir on top of the head or in the face with a vertically downward cut. It is mentioned already in Shahnameh and in different books, also in battlefield accounts, going from Shahnameh, which is the 10th century, to the 15th, 16th century Safavid period, later 17th, and then later to Afsharid and Zand and so on. And we see this cut on Sasanian plate, and although back then the swords were double-edged and straight, also we see that in miniatures where the shamshirs were curved. So then I collected them, different ones, for my lexicon, not only under the entry of Separ, which is shield, and I went on, and then, for example, Separ bar sar keshidan, for example, to place the shield on top of your head, Separ bar jolo gereftan, to place the shield in front of you, and so on and so on. So today I'm going to talk about this. So it's textual evidence based on that, which is, you can find this textual evidence in my book, Lexicon of Arms and Armor from Iran. Another part of it is, of course, miniatures and pictorial evidence, and you can see it in my book, Persian Archery and Swordsmanship. Again, the findings in the lexicon or in the book, Persian Archery and Swordsmanship. And then I have handled hundreds, if not thousands, of Persian Shamshir and Separ and arms and armor in different museums and major private collections. But I mean private collections, large private collection, like Streshinsky or Mr. Al-Qarashi's collection. And then based on this experimentation, added to the textual and also pictorial evidence. So let me just start with the positioning of the shield and how you defend based on textual evidence and also historical evidence from texts, and also based on miniatures here. So let me continue with the miniatures and positioning of the Separ shield. And here, as you can see, you can find information, textual evidence in my book, Lexicon of Arms and Armor from Iran, and also explanations, and also the miniatures, all of them, you can find them in my book, Persian Archery and Swordsmanship. Both of these books you can find and you can buy directly in our bookshop, my bookshop, and the links I'm going to provide in the description, which are at much more affordable prices compared to those which are offered by other providers and shops in the internet. So let us go, and then is Separ in front of the body. Separ in front of the body, you can see that, you cannot tell if it comes from a high guard or from a middle guard, but anyhow, it goes on the cut of the arm, of the forearm, but that's not what we are going to concentrate on the cut. I've done it already, and I will also do more, but what is important for us is the shield. You see that shield, you can hold that with the surface as I've shown it, but you can also turn it to the side. Ideally, it's like this, right? Then you can turn it to the side. That's what to make space more for a cut. And then again, you're also protecting your body. So if you come like this, you can also come here, you can move it and execute the cut on this line, but you can also go and then open it. That's what, and then protect the side of the body at the same time. So this is what this gentleman is doing. Here you see that the coverage is more frontal, right? Then he comes, and you can clearly see the difference. Both of them left like forward, as you can see. It's like a lunge, and it goes, and the cut goes against the head of this dragon, and you see that Separ is in the front of his body. Now you see that this time the Separ even changed the direction. So you see that the first one was like this, the second one like this, the third one even like this. It shows again the directions of the Separ gets to defend in front of the body. Normally the best one is like that, but you can turn it this side and also turn your body, and you can come and turn to that side. So this is very important to take into consideration. Again, I show it to you. First version, to the side, frontal, then to the other side. All of them are executing, as you can see it here, Shamshir, with a vertically downward strike. This one to the hand, this one to the hand, the other one was to the forearm, on the forearm. You can see it here again. This is this frontal, like this, holding it like the second one. And as you can see, it's from Tarikh Jahangushai Naderi, where they are offering and they are doing this cut. You can come here and take a look at that. And this one is also this cut, which is going there. The positioning but of the shield here, as you can see it here, is again in front of the body, but he could not stop it. The positioning was not good enough to change it. So he's counter cut on his head, but you can see it here. We're going to talk about this guard later on in another video, but that's what is important, that the positioning of the shield. You come here again, the positioning of the shield here is frontal, as you can see it here. Again, the frontal positioning, left hand coverage. The other one is in the right hand and trying to cut. As I said, ambidexterity is extremely important with both hands. Is not the wrong direction of the miniature. That's what they did. And you see that here again, covering the body. This time it is turned. You see that to the side, clearly turned to the side. Here you can say this is more frontally, and this is also turned to the side if you want to put it that way, that I mentioned that this shield turns to different sides. And it's important to take in, this is turned to the side to defend the side of the body if a horizontal cut comes, and you see that the counter cuts. So these turning already mentioned in Persian, different sources, accounts, and this is from Samak Ayyar. Regarding what the time period of Samak Ayyar, you can read all about them in my book, Lexicon of Arms and Armor from Iran. You can see it here. Separ bar samt gardondan or Separ gardondan. This is one of the entries in this book. It's about 5,000 entries from Samak Ayyar, Al-Khatib al-Rajani. This is a technique in defending with the shield against a spear, thrust, or an arrow. Not only, but if a thrust comes especially, so that after the Separ, thrust or an arrow hit the surface of the shield, or after the technique Separ jolo avardan, the spear thrust hits the surface, and to avoid deep penetration, the warrior turns his shield to the side to deflect the thrust. This technique is called Separ be samt gardondan or Separ gardondan. So what does it mean? Samt means side and gardan then means to turn. So the following shows how this technique was successful against his spear thrust. All of a sudden, he found an opportunity. It's a direct quote from this book written by Al-Qatib al-Rajani. All of a sudden, he found an opportunity and attacked the chest of Hormozakil with his spear. Hormozakil brought his shield to his front. Like the needle of a master tailor that pierces the silk fabric, the spear pierced the shield to throw the fire of death in the body of the champion. Possibly it was a cane shield, right? Possibly. However, Hormozakil, who was war experienced and had learned many skills, turned his shield to the side, and the spear did not reach his chest, but the tip of the spear hit the arms of the champion and injured him. See? The following shows how the same technique was applied unsuccessfully against an arrow thrust. He said this and put an arrow in his bow, aimed and released his thumb. Shahzad brought his shield to his front. Gamgam's arrow hit his shield and pierced it. Shahzad turned his shield so that the arrow could emerge from the other side. But the arrow, like this, right, pierced his hip as well as emerging from the other side. So he was not successful. Separ جلوی بدن گرفتن, the shield in front of the body. As I have mentioned it to you again and again on this channel or in my books and in private teachings on Zoom and the internet, is that your shield is here in front of the body. As long as it is this is what covers your body. So this is this one. Now, covering the body with the shield, as you can see it here, so I can do it with the middle guard, I can do it with the high guard, I can do it with all these different guards, is something which you need to take into consideration. That when I do, for example, when I defend my body, something hits against it or not, I can do, for example, most of the cuts like شمشیر بر فرق زدن, شمشیر بر گردن زدن, شمشیر بر گردن زدن, you see that? So armpit cut. I can do also here, from here I can come and do armpit cut, go up there. So this defends my body at all time. Remember, just one thing, you can also from here come and, if necessary, the best is to turn your body, but even if you cannot turn your body like I do, to defend it from this side or against the horizontal strike, the horizontal cut, or whatever, you can also open it in this sometimes like that and come, right? I don't recommend it because normally you can keep it, but you see in miniatures they open it like that. It's very rare circumstances you can also come and do it that way. You can come here and from here, like here, and you can come and cut, right? So defending the body از بدن دفاع کردن or سپر جلوی بدن قرار نهادن. You can put it here, you can go this one, this one. So if I do it statically, this looks like that. If I can come and switch my body, you see that's the way it looks. So this is going to defend your body. So let me just move to the next one, Separ in front of the body in a vertical position. That's what I call the mushroom position, and it is shown like this. You see that? So the Separ comes here like this, not on top of the hat, which is a different technique, but it is just in front like this. Then you cut. So if something comes from this side on top of your shoulder or on top here, or even in an active way, you can push it up. You can here see the 90 degrees. You see that here better. You know, a close-up of this picture, of this miniature, you can see how it works. Again, this looks like a mushroom, and the positioning, right, almost 90 degrees. You can also bend it a bit more, as this gentleman did. Tries to counterattack the Gore's hand and attack the band of his opponent. Of course, it's not going to have an effect, but at least it can prevent it from hitting him, or at least weakening the strike, Gore's strike, mace strike, and then get the next one with the shield. You see that in that position. You can see it here as well, that this is also what we can see it here as well, that the shield is capped here in that position and brought it up to the same position. The next one is defending the body also in a vertical position, that if something comes towards my head or even towards my shoulder or towards my body or whatever, I can defend like that. This is what I call like a mushroom defense, as you can see it here. So I'm here and I can come and defend like that. You see that, for example, if I come here, I can come and defend like that. So this defense, right, as you can see it here, you can come here and then do it like this. You can come here, especially against mace strike, you can come here and cut. So basically, take a look at that. As you can see it also in some miniatures. So you can go, like I call it, arch, defy archi, mushroom defense, right? So again, I'm here, and you can go there and defend yourself. The next one is number 3, separ in front of the face. In this one, you had it in front of the body. The one was like that, right? The one was like in front of the body. You can turn this side, that side, or here in the vertical position. Here you try to defend your face, right? Important is that you can still see it, right? The best is like this, or if at least you can have a vision with by one of your eyes. Here, this gentleman was not successful in practicing it. The shamshir still went in and injured his forehead. Here you see that. That's the way he tried to protect his face. Here you see that even turning it like we had it on the body, protecting the face is not only this one, but you can go to that side. We see in Zafarname, this technique is also described. Separ dar ruy keshidan, to pull the shield in front of the face. So separ means shield, ruy means face, and keshidan means to pull. Also, we have, which you define separ as ketf, which is on your shoulder, nejat dadan, و پیش روی خود آوردن. What does it mean? To save or get out the shield from the shoulder position and hold it in front of the face front to protect it. Another defense with the shield is separ بر روی صورت کشیدن، جلوی صورت نهادن. Is when I'm here, it's the body, right? I go up higher. You see, I'm not here. I defend my face. Then I can defend, right? I defend myself. You can go to that side as well. You can go to that side. And these 3, like the variations of the body, you can also do it again. You're defending your face. Again, instead of being here, you bring it up and defend your face, right? So imagine you're in the middle guard, you bring it up, defend your face. And if necessary, you can look below the shield or from the side of the shield, one of your eyes is also a possibility. Or I can go here, defend and attack, here, defend and attack at the same time. We go to the next one, separ above the shoulder. Separ above the shoulder is that you put it to defend the shoulder strikes or cuts. Very common, as this gentleman is doing. You see that it's above the shoulder. This one turns it to the side to defend again. To defend your shoulders against this strike. You see that clearly in the vertical position here, it is turned a bit, right? But here you see in a vertical position, the way that's the exact, it's not like the one which goes up here to be on front, is directly on your shoulder. Remember, one of them, sepas ketf nejat dadan ve be ruy avardan, and this is this one, as you can see, the shoulder. Here again, this one is turned again. It could be that because of strike comes here on his shoulder and you turn it. So separs were not only static this, they also turned and switched it. You see here, in spite of the switching on the shoulder, went directly to his head, so changed the direction. You see that in frontal defense, not like this, but with the frontal to get the mace strike. This one you see, again, the twisting and turning of the shield is there, defending the shoulder. This one, defending the shoulder, goes again to the other side, trying to attack the shamshir. So what does it say? As I mentioned that, Another one is سپر را بر کتف انداختن و بند دست را گرفتن. So if someone hits, you can then defend it, and then even if you have your shamshir and they have a cord, you can let it go and try to grab his wrist. That's what they say. So what does it mean? Again, سپر را بر کتف انداختن و بند دست را گرفتن. دو انگشت سپر را بر کتف انداختن و بند دست را گرفتن. Originally به دو انگشت سپر را بر کتف انداختن. Throw the shield over the shoulder using 2 fingers of the left hand and hold the wrist of the opponent, holding the sword using the whole left hand, right? That's what it means. And then separ on top of the hat. This is the next one. Let's go with the shoulder defense. The shoulder defense is I put this on top of my shoulder, especially if you don't have a shoulder protection, even if you have against a mace strike or against a heavy shamshir cut, right? So this is what it is done this way, like a defense of a harsh defense, but this one it comes here and then you hit. So this one comes here and then you hit. So it comes here and defend and then comes here. Defending the shoulder. The question is, can you do that? It is possible. Normally militaries don't show that, but you can also do that. So defend of the shoulder here. We can do that. So we are not concentrating today again on bazuban, using bazuban. We are only concentrating on your shield. So this is this one, and then you can defend. Okay, the next one is separ on top of the hat. Separ on top of the hat is when you put the separ bar sar keshidan on top of the hat against shamshir bar farq zadan, as you can see it here. This gentleman with his vicar shield has not been very successful because then it went through the vicar shield and is cut. But that's the whole idea behind it. Again, this was also not successful and it went into his shield. So separ ro bar sar avardan is a technique to bring the shield above the hat, to protect the top of the hat of the shield. Separ ro bar sar keshidan is also, okay, one is from Shahnameh, this one, Book of Kings by Ferdowsi, and separ bar sar keshidan is in Iskandarnameh. So meaning to pull the shield above the hat, to protect the top of the hat with the shield, right? That's what it is. You can see it again in Jami al-Tawarikh, Romuz Hamze, Dostan Hussein Kurd Shabastari, and Rostam Name, and Shiri Namdar. You see in different manuscripts and books from different centuries, the same technique is mentioned. Another one is separ bar sar keshidan و دست را از زیر سپر بیرون کردن و سر سنان را گرفتن و از کف بیرون آوردن. So it means to protect the top of the hat with the shield, to bring out the other hand below the shield, to get hold of the spear hat, meaning of the opponent. Spear hat means, of course, a socket, right? The opponent, and to pull it out of the hat is in Beyqami, in Darabnameh, right? So it's another technique stressing the grappling aspects. اور سپر به چرخ انداختن و شمشیر را از بند دست نواختن. سپر رو به چرخ انداختن. After you bring it up, you twist and turn it. After it was used to defense against a vertical cut or strike and to hit the wrist, right? So به چرخ انداختن and to hit the wrist. اور سپر به سر چرخ کردن. این شاهنشاه نامه and this one is این شیروی نامدار. سپر رو بر سر کشیدن و هر دو دست رو ستون سپر کردن. If you have your shield, بر سر کشیدن, you can then hold it with this. Another one, put your hand here and defend against very heavy mace strike or neze spear cuts, right? So you can put it there. So what does it mean? It means that you use both hands to hold the separ on top of your hat and use them as a column. So the next one is separ bar farq keshidan. Separ bar farq keshidan is very important against, of course, shamshir bar farq zadan, this vertical strike that you go on and defend. Those guys who go down and in private lessons, they see that that's exactly here, separ bar farq keshidan. You can go also top of your hat. So the whole idea is you defend top of your hat and then you can come and counterattack. You defend the top of your hat, you come and counterattack. So important is the top of your hat. Sometimes it's completely on top, if you don't have a long spike, like here, or at least in top, in front of it. No matter how good your helmet is, you don't want to get hit as hard with a weapon in your hand. The concussion is still there. So if I'm here and then I come here and then I kick. So you, again, what is this? You bring it up and defend the top of your hand with your shield. شمشیر excuse me سپر بر فرق کشیدن. The next one is Separ in the lower position. Separ in the lower position is down there to protect, which normally, as I keep saying it in my teachings online, is a very dangerous position. Normally, you should step back or you should use the back of your shamshir to defend. But sometimes you can be on horseback or foot, go down and try to defend your thigh or your, as you can see it here, or your knee. You can see it here again, this way, and then he cuts and then tries to defend. Here you see that again, this technique is again there. Unsuccessful. That's the danger of this technique. You see when you think that he's going to hit your knee and then it comes to that. Lower defense with the shield. Normally I'm not a big fan to go down and defend your with your shield down there, but sometimes it's necessary. If you cannot go and sweep with your blade or if you cannot go out of the way, then this is what they use. The miniatures show it as well. So you try to push it down, and once I'm here, because it leaves you open, it could be a feint, it could be a feint attack, and then they change it and come to your face. But there is a possibility. So if I'm here, then you go here, right? You go here, and then you attack. Or you go here, and then you can cut, right? You can go here and stop it, and then you can go. You see that that's the way it looks, and you see it also in miniatures as well. So if I'm here, for example, middle guard, it comes, I can come and defend, and then hold it in line and attack, right? This is another possibility. The next one is Separ behind the body. Separ behind the body is then you pull it back. You know, you're in this stride, you pull it back and try to add some momentum to your cut, as this gentleman is doing. It opens you to a counter strike. You only use it if you feel really that the person is afraid or trying to escape or cannot put any meaningful counterattack. That's what he is also done on foot, is also done on horseback. You can see it here again. Again, pull it back like a lunge, and this weight of the shield by pulling it back adds to the power. You see that here again, the same technique. Again, you see the same technique. So as you can see, it can be done on horseback or on foot. The principle remains the same. One peculiar move of the Separ is that they put it back. It's like a lunge, like I would say like a European lunge, and then do it like that. You can only do it in some circumstances. Also in fight, Separ is heavy, your arm muzzle band is heavy. But then if you're here and then you threaten, he goes back, and then you can come and cover a lot of space to for example, to thrust. And then you can, because this weight transfers, and then you can go. I'm not a big fan of this move, but from time to time you can do it. For example, I can show it to you here as well, right? You can come and cut. You see that in cutting tasks, how much power is transferred. Just by going back, and like this, you cover more space, but you're going to be exposed. You need to know that. I'm not a guy who likes to be exposed that much. I prefer close guards, but then again, if you're sure that this guy is escaping, your opponent is not fighting back, is scared, then you can go. And when you're 100% sure, I mean 100% you can't be sure, but 90% sure you can go for that, right? Also, under circumstances, once you're here, right, like here, you can also come and do Shamshir bar farq zadan. Again, go and open it like that. Then we go protecting yourself on the ground. Once it's from Tariq Jangushay Naderi, you see that the principles remain. They try to defend themselves. He tries to defend his face, and he tries to defend his shoulder. As you can see, okay, unsuccessful in this case. But even if you're on the ground, shields were used to defend your body and your face, or your legs or whatever, as you can see it here. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I just wanted to give you an introduction of Separ, some Separ movements. There are, of course, many more uh, variations which I teach in my seminars, also private lessons. If you want to take them, you can, book our lessons, right, with me or one of my major instructors or certified, and you can learn these techniques. I wish you a nice day and see you soon.